topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning, early morning. Ask the Experts. Hello, Arizona. Welcome to another Ask the Experts, where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Oh, do we have an incredible show for you this morning. Our expert we are waiting to come on, Dr. Gupta. He is out of the Los Angeles area. He is considered one of the top weight loss experts in the United States. He is branching out. He has an office in Phoenix. And I am telling you, he's been with us for nearly a year. And his concept of losing weight is like no other. Dr. Gupta is also a very fine internal medicine doctor, and he has shared some of the most incredible ways towards weight loss. The great thing about his practice is he has so many tools in his toolbox because everybody's body is different. And I am going to tell you that one of the things he does, which I'm sure everybody's going to be really excited about, one of the things he does is he does the injections. We get so many emails regarding the injections. I have got to tell you now, our main office, we are here in South Florida. I have a kidney problem that allows me to use the injection. They're not so easy to get, whereas if the insurance pays for it. So I had to use my local doctor in order to get the injection. I'm not going to really go into it about what name brand. There's about 4 or 5 name brands out there. But I got to tell you, you'd give yourself an injection, and Dr. Gupta does this, by the way, but you give yourself the injection. I got to tell you something. I hate needles. Cannot stand them. But the injection is so easy. I am telling you, you don't even feel the needle going in. It is a very, very fine point needle. And you give yourself the injection once a week. And you start off with I believe it's 0.25 for the first month, and then you go to 0.50 the second month on. I am just finishing up my first month. I have lost 12 pounds. It's not one of these kind of things where you lose 50 pounds in a couple of weeks. It doesn't work that way. But if you'll be patient, and it's like with anything, usually about 2 pounds a week. So I am way ahead of schedule. But I wanted to let everybody know these injections do work. And even with my medical history, my doctor still felt like it was safe. I feel like it's safe. You hear a few people out there complaining about nausea. I have not had that. You have some people that have had some um, stomach issues. I haven't had that. And I think if you, as long as you just follow the directions, sometimes I think maybe people to rush it up actually take more than they're supposed to take. And it doesn't, I mean, that's just not the way it was meant. I wanted to ask Dr. Gupta today because I read an article that it actually, now it's actually, they're finding out that it's helping heart patients, and they've just discovered that. So somebody just wrote me, mine is starts with the big O. That's all I'm going to say. This is not, I don't want to push one certain company. I've heard that they're all good. They all work on the same basis. You get what's called a pen, and it literally looks like a pen. And you get, I believe you get 5 needles because it's actually a 5-week supply. I'm on my fifth week. So after this week, I will be getting it again. Now I'm on Medicare, and I'm going to tell you, my insurance company is paying for it. I paid a $10 copay, which is amazing because I've seen them as high as $1,000 a month. So I was really grateful. But I think the reason why my insurance company is covering it is because I have a kidney problem, and I needed to lose weight. It was very important. It seems like every health issue out there, it seems it's weight related, and it's just become so much more important than just cosmetic to me. So I will be updating you. Dr. Gupta, what I love about his practice is that you don't get punished for doing something wrong. And it's called mindful weight loss. And there's a reason why it's called mindful weight loss. They really work with your mind because in the past, if you went on a diet and you got off your diet, you were so upset with yourself. And Dr. Gupta does not want you to feel that way. So he has got this incredible practice. Rebel, let's put up that phone number that you have for mindful weight loss. We'll use that one since Dr. Gupta is not here. Dr. Gupta is an internal medicine doctor. And once in a while, he has an emergency at the hospital that doesn't allow him to come on. When you're an internal medicine doctor, there are times that you have patients that have heart problems, diabetes, a lot of different things. So once in a while, and I think Dr. Gupta's been with us for a year. I think he's missed maybe 2 for all the shows that he does. I think he's missed 2 because he had an emergency at the hospital. But think I can fill in for him the best I can. And uh, it's just amazing how much success the Dr. Gupta is having. He cares about people so much that he added to his practice, which I thought was genius. He added a emergency room pediatrician. It's a friend of his. And what I liked about that so much is so many people don't start weight loss until midlife, whereas it really should start with children. I was talking to Dr. Gupta on one of our shows, and I don't know how it is where you are, but uh, a lot of cities, there are no longer sidewalks anymore. When I was growing up, sidewalk was very important because I would ride my bike on the sidewalk. Now you see kids riding them in the street, but I would ride my bike on the sidewalk. We would skateboard on the sidewalk. Everything we did was on the sidewalk. Anything that you do on a sidewalk was at least some type of exercise. Where we didn't think about it at the time, it was just a natural, we're supposed to have sidewalks. Well, they don't do that anymore. And kids don't come home from school and go play with their friends outside anymore. They do is they sit in their room with their friends or on Zoom and play games. So they sit all day in school and then they sit at home all night, whether it's doing their homework or whatever the case is. So kids are putting on weight, and they're never taught at an early age how dangerous the weight is, and that even if they can't eat properly, at least exercise, because kids nowadays hardly get any exercise at all. There's some God. When I went to school, you got an hour gym, and now there's a lot of schools that don't even have gym anymore. Where you have an hour long gym, and so kids are getting lazy. So that's why I thought it was so great that Dr. Gupta brought on a pediatrician. So if you have kids, and Rebel, if we can put that phone number up, if you do not have it, I can get it. Because you can actually, no matter what city you're in, you can call in to Dr. Gupta's office. It's so incredible that we can do so many things by Zoom now. Why no one ever thought, because Zoom has been around for a long time, why no one ever thought until COVID came around that there's a lot of things that doctors can do by Zoom. Oh, great. I'm looking at the wrong area, Rebel. Thank you so much. She is always on the ball. In fact, she has saved me many, many times. So the phone number is 310-220-4543. It's called Mindful Weight Loss. What they do is they sit down with you, whether it's in their office, over the phone, Zoom, and they literally do what most doctors do. They do a history and physical on you. Because again, everybody's body's different. There's not one pill that is going to work for everybody. Dr. Gupta and I really laugh because you go into GNC, and this is not a put down to GNC. This is really any kind of a vitamin or supplement store. You walk in, you tell them you want to lose weight, and they give you a pill. not knowing if possibly maybe you're having hormone problems, maybe you have a deficiency somewhere, and they just hand you a pill. Well, right there, just use common sense. One pill shouldn't be good for everybody. And I think it's the same way that with the injection. I think that if an injection doesn't work for you, maybe you should try a different company. But I really feel from everything I've done, all the research I've done, is most of them are all the same. Um, but I wanted to let you know from me, it is working. And like I said, you only have to give yourself one shot a week. You put it in your stomach. I know that sounds like it can be painful. I am telling you, I've had to actually look down sometimes to see if the needle was even in. That's how, I mean, it is painless. And you only do it once a week. And I'm shocked, me, with being such a sissy when it comes to any kind of injections. Um, it is painless. And I want you to know that it does work. Um, in order for your insurance company to cover it, you either have to have diabetes, some type of major nephrology, kidney problems, and that's in order for the insurance company to cover it. I was shocked because all the rates that I saw, I am telling you, they were anywhere from about $900 to $1,000 a month. And so when my doctor got it approved and they said my copay is $10, I was like shocked. But getting back to Dr. Zupta again, the name of his practice is Mindful Weight Loss. And I was just telling you how he has added a pediatric doctor to his staff to work with kids. And knowing what I know about weight with kids, the health issues that come from being overweight, that I think it's so important if you have a child who's overweight to do something about it now and not wait till they become an adult. Because I think it makes it so much more difficult. My problem is I do a radio show and I do them every day. And not only do I sit all day to do the radio shows, but I sit to do all my research for my shows. So I am constantly sitting. And, I know that you're going to relate to this. If you go to work out early in the morning, it is so hard to be motivated. And then at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's so hard to get motivated. I also know a lot of people who are overweight are embarrassed to go into a gym because you have a lot of people in a gym that work out, they have great bodies, and you come in and you just feel so out of place. First of all, you do that to yourself. I have never heard of somebody working out in the gym putting down somebody who's overweight, because a lot of times they were also at one time. I learned a long time ago about eating and eating properly. My problem is later in life, again, sitting all day, pressure of work, but I did learn a lot of things about weight loss that I'm finally applying now in my life. And one is the foods you keep in that pantry. Because if you got Oreo cookies in that pantry and you're trying to lose weight, your urges are going to overexceed which the progress you're trying to do with weight loss. You know those cookies are there. And it becomes so hard to resist. So what happens? You end up eating a cookie. And you know what? You can't just eat one. A friend of mine told me that they bought Dove bars, 4 in a box. And they had one Dove bar, but knowing there was more in the freezer, they went back the same night and got a second, a third, and a fourth. Now, just imagine if those Dove bars hadn't been there, or those Oreos weren't there, you would have not been able to grab those. So it is so important. If you're trying to lose weight, it is so important not to have things in the pantry that you know are bad for you. I also learned about making better bad choices. And that is, if you like to nosh at night, that you do, for example, pretzels and not crackers, let's say, or something that you know is fattening. There's a lot of items out there now that are better bad choices. And you've got to learn when to stop. I mean, I used to sit and eat sunflower seeds all night long. And you just have to learn what is good for you, what isn't good for you. I remember there's a spray out there. I'll just use the one that everybody knows, Pam. And it is what I call a better bad choice than putting oil in the pan, but using Pam. But now you've got to really learn how to read labels, because Pam says non-fat, big letters, non-fat. But when you read further on the back, they tell you to spray for a half a second. Now think about that. If you just sprayed for a half a second, you're probably not going to even be able to cover the whole pan. But if you spray longer and you make sure the whole frying pan is covered in pan, it's no longer non-fat anymore. Isn't that amazing? How they try to trick us. There's a drink out there called Snapple, and they really push that it's great for trying to lose weight. But the only problem is look at the sugar count in Snapple. It will blow your mind. So here you are, you're drinking your Snapple, you're using your Pam, and you're going, I'm not losing any weight. Well, it's because you need to learn how to read labels, not just to look at how many calories it is. Another thing that was really helpful to me, and I'm finally starting to do it, is, and it sounds strange when I say, I eat 5 times a day now, but it's what I eat now. Now, a better bad choice, for example, a bagel Vagel's fattening. So if you use whole wheat, it's a lot less fattening. Again, better bad choice. There's so many things, and these are a lot of the things that Dr. Gupta teaches you. And I am so sorry that I'm sure an emergency came up today. Again, Dr. Gupta, you can reach him at his Los Angeles office. Call him up. Make an appointment with him. Mindful Weight Loss, Dr. Gupta, 310-220-4543. mindfulweightloss.com. That's it for us today. We'll be back again with you next week with more Ask the Experts. Have a good week, everybody. God bless.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.